Okay, mic should be on. And hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Little Anime Podcast, where we talk about anything anime related games, movies, and shows. Hello, Asuka underscore Hyg4. I hope I said that right. Yes, hello, welcome. Today, I'll be doing my usual 2-week podcast episode where I'll just talk about a anime that I picked from the wheel I created. So today, we'll be talking about Code Realize Guardians of Rebirth. I'm actually turn down the volume so make sure that's you guys can still hear, but it's not overwhelming. But yeah. And then after this, before we jump in and do some more Sims 4, I'll go back to the wheel and we'll pick what our next two podcast episodes for next month was going to be. So I have no idea. I'll be just as surprised as you guys on what anime I'll be talking about for the month of October. But before we get into that, I didn't really see any. I'm trying to see if there's like maybe any anime news that was coming up. I didn't really see anything, at least nothing that kind of like caught my attention. Let me actually double check one more time. Da, 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 da. Oh, well, I did see that there are some new highlights for the Fairy Tail 2 game that's supposed to be coming out December 13th. Actually, let me see if I can bring it up real quick for you guys. Yeah. So there was just this character highlight video for Lucy. Um, Also, it's the 25th anniversary of when Naruto was serialized. Someone also posted here, like, what was your favorite arc? They put four here, but there's so many arcs in Naruto. Land of Waves, Chunin Exams, Pain Assault, 4th Grade Ninja War. Me personally, I would say the tuning exam is very iconic because of one, it's very, very long of what happened, and there's just so much that goes on through that, so much growth that happens with not just, our main characters of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, but we do see the other Genin, them going through a bunch of trials and tribulations, them growing, and people showing their skills, since they graduated from the academy, and all the other stuff that's going on in the background. So I would say tuning exam is very iconic for what it can happen. Like just like I just remember like it was such a hype arc when it happened in OG Naruto. So just it's just one of those ones that just really sticks to you. It's kind of like the Dark Tournament in Yu Yu Hakusho. That's just like one of those like very iconic arcs in that anime, and as people know, that's like one of the very iconic tournament arcs that's always referenced when people say, "Oh, maybe this anime had a good tournament arc." People always compare it to Yu Yu Hakusho because the black tournament was very, very, it was so good. Sometimes I go back and I'll just rewatch from the beginning of that arc because that's just how good that anime was. Oh, here's another one. Just some more information about season 2 of Solo Leveling. So it's going to be Solo Leveling Season 2, Arise from the Shadow is scheduled for January 2025. So for anyone who, this anime was already such hype even before. Sorry I missed the end of the last stream. My phone died while I was out. No problem, Mio Sticks. Totally no fine. Hopefully, you didn't need your phone. Or at least you had someone near you just in case something happened so you can get home. But no worries at all. Glad that you was able to get back and charge your phone with no problems. But I'm just going through some like anime like updates before we get into our main topic. I was just talking about season 2 of Soul Leveling and how this anime was already hyped from before they officially aired, and then they got was it just once or twice that it got like pushed back, and then as soon as season 1 hit, it was just blowing up the internet. And I think as soon as season 1 finished, like the last episode aired, they already announced that they were in the works of season 2, from my understanding. But yeah, I can't wait. I've gone back and like started rereading it. Cause I'm like, I remember I read a good chunk and then I kind of stopped. And then as I was like, okay, I was a lot further along than I thought. But yeah, I can't wait for that. Oh, actually, let me show this too. This is an update. Oh, just giving some more information about the season 2 of the new Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin, the Kyoto Uprising. This is just a POV of the next season that's supposed to be coming out. So I'm definitely looking forward to that and seeing how that's going to be animated compared to the old anime version of that arc. So that was a really good arc. So much was happening in that arc. So I am interested in seeing how they'll do it in this remake. Oh, and I did see this. I'm not sure if this is real or not. But this was giving some more information about Seraph of the End. Basically saying... Oh, why did it do that? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Basically that the IP for Seraph of the End TV and adaptation has been extended for 10 years by Shueisha. The decision came in August 16 of 2024, meaning that the anime is officially deemed not cancelled. I really do wish, I hope they bring this back, because I really did enjoy this anime for the first 2 seasons that came out, and then never got anything else after that. And I started catching up with the manga for this, and so much more happened. So many reveals, so many more twists and turns, so much happens. Like, this, what's going on in the manga now is just insane, and I would really love for them to bring it back and continue on the story, because so much happens. But I think that's about it for like news-wise. Yeah, so that's it for like a little news section. So we'll get into our, oops, let me actually bring up my notes. I did say I wrote notes about this. So today we'll be talking about the 2017 anime Code Realized Guardians of Rebirth, where you guys can watch it now. It is available on Crunchyroll and Prime Video. It aired October 7, 2017 to December 23 of the same year, with 12 episodes and 1 OVA. It was licensed by Funimation. It's based off a visual novel, the Otome game actually. The game platforms that you can play the game on are Nintendo Switch. They say Android, but maybe that's only in Japan, because when I did it, it said I couldn't download it or wasn't available in my region. So I think it might be like an Android Japan only game that they could download. We can play it on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. It's a fantasy romance, historical, and reverse harem anime. So to give it a little bit of a synopsis, with Cardia Beckford's hazy memory, she can recall her father and the home where she lived alone, feared as a monster by the townfolks for the deadly poison that she emutes from her body. There she it's called the Horologium, and with it, it gets her targeted by a bunch of people who want it, whether it's the government or this secret, like, I guess, terrorist group called Twilight. Both really huge, like, powers in the government that both want this power. So now, naturally, that means they're both after her. But now we do have a group of characters who also have their own reason for wanting it and end up getting entangled with her. That's the people we see she hangs out with the most and end up creating a close bond with, which are kind of just spastic people who in some way end up entwined with this. We got Arsène Lupin, we've got, actually, let me go through all the characters, actually. So, we go with our main character, Cardia. She's a girl who carries very poisonous or deadly poison within her body that melts anything that touches her due to the crystal, the Horologium, that's embedded in her chest. Then we have the very first person she meets, who ends up saving her from the Queen's guards that take her and want to take her to the palace. We have Arsène Lupin. He's a great thief who enjoys causing trouble and claims that there's nothing that can't be stolen. I'll reveal that part toward the end. Then we have another person, Abraham Van Helsing, but in the anime they call him Van. He is a former member of Twilight and was widely known as a war hero due to his part in a war against vampires, and he's also nicknamed the Human Weapon. He and one of his like main motivations is he's going after the head of Twilight, Finis, due to him being betrayed or being used and then betrayed by Finis, which we'll get into a little bit later. Then we have Victor Frankenstein, but in the anime they call him Fran. He is the former head alchemist of the Imperial Court, who is now on the wanted list because he was like framed for a crime that, yeah, it was like a crime they say he committed, but I mean, I guess in a way he played some part, but when he figured out what they were gonna do with it, he tried to stop it, but then they went behind his back, used it anyway, caused like this great disaster, and then still blamed it on him. So he joins, after discovering Cardia's hologium, offering to help her find a way to remove the poison. Then we have Impy. He's a genius engineer who inspires to find a way for people to go to the moon. He helps build a lot of or keeps maintenance of a lot of the technology and equipment that they use, like the car, airships, basically anything that needs repairs or something needs built up, you go to Impy. He also is very good at cooking. I would say throughout the anime, he makes most of the meals in the show. Look like the others don't really know their way around a kitchen, but Impy does. One of the things is also he is very drawn to Cardia, kind of like falls in love with her or has a bit of a crush on her in the very beginning. So throughout the anime, you do see him constantly like flirting with her, giving her compliments, calling her, cute and beautiful. Yeah, the dude was just like immediately smitten. Then we have Saint. He's a noble where basically their home base is their house, but we do know we don't really see much of him, but we do find out later on that there is a bigger secret that he's hiding from everyone. Why is my mic? I just hope this thing is not. Then we have Drac, which is well, they call him like Dracula, but then he goes by his father's name. Basically, he's a pureblood vampire child who was the sole survivor of the vampire royalty that was annihilated during the Vampire War. He also trained under Van, so after learning how Van played a role in the assassination of his people and his family, vows to get revenge on him. And not towards the end, I guess like episode like 3 or 4, they meet up with him. And, Van, of course, feeling horrible for what happened, because we do find later on why he did what he did, decides that, he's not gonna run away from his responsibilities. He did what he did, and he's gonna take full responsibility for that, and tells Drac that, listen, don't punish all of humanity for something I did. Let me just do this. Let me just go through this final grudge I have. Let me get revenge. After that, my life is yours. You can do with it as you please. So we do see him. He does play some of a role. He's very nice with Cardia. They do hang out a lot, so he's very fond of her. Then we have Finis, who is the head of the terrorist group Twilight. He claims to be Isaac Beckford's son, making him Cardia's younger brother. However, his background and activities are shrouded in mysteries. We don't know, like, where he came from, why he was separated from Cardia, where their dad is in general, and just why he's so determined to get the hologium, and why he's so willing to go along with whatever their father had planned. He also that's a little bit something we'll talk about later. Then we have the Queen, Alexandria Victoria. So she's the Queen of England, who is closely acquainted with Fran and the one who put the bounty on him. Then we have Herlock Sholmes, which as soon as you hear it, you know where he's supposed to be an actual reference for. But I guess for like copyright reasons, they couldn't really use the Sherlock Holmes real name, so they switched it around. Basically, he's a private detective who came to London upon being summoned, and of course, with Sherlock Holmes character and an Arsène Lupin character, naturally they have that rivalry of wits between them. And last person that plays like a big role is Isaac Beckford himself. So he is the father of Cardia and Finis. famous scientists throughout England, and the creator of the Hologeum, and also the creator of something that we will talk about a little later, which is the Code Realize. So, like I said, it is 12 episodes, plus the one OVA, and it is based off of a visual novel. So, because I'm not 100% sure how, because I've never played the game myself, so I'm not sure how I'm assuming they based the anime based off of one of the routes in the game, but yeah, so it's basically, so the main source material is an Otome game, where basically the story takes different routes depending on which one of the characters you end up falling for. So, of course, you start off with the main character, main protagonist, Cardia. There, depending on the choices you make, and I guess I guess kind of like gauge that you can get, you'll end up going down a route where you'll end up with one of the other characters. Like I said, there is 5 routes for each one of the guys. So players trigger each route via the decisions they make in the common route. The first 4 routes are open, where you can either fall for Van, Fran, MP, or Saint, which are all available right away. So yeah, you aren't able to unlock the Arsene Lupin arc. You would need to complete all the previous routes to unlock his. That's one of the things I remember about hearing about that game, and it's one of the things that I remember for another kind of like a Tome game that I really wish they make an anime. They are making something similar of an anime, but from what I've heard, it's supposed to be like an anime movie, and it's not even like following any of the routes. It's supposed to be like its own original story. But it follows like in the premise of that, like basically like a side story that's supposed to be happening in the main story or something along those lines. But basically, it's not following like one of the routes in the game, which is Color X Malice. Basically, I think it's about the same amount. I think there's 5 guys that you can work with to solve cases, and throughout that, you end up falling in love and getting in a relationship with either guy that's assigned to a certain case. But there is one guy that you have to play the other routes before you can unlock him, which most people kind of see that as like the main route, which kind of makes sense because that route tends to be a bit longer with more information and have more of like wrapping up the story, and that's what Arsene Lupin's route in the game is. So that's what I assume they based the anime off, basically following it along as Cardia, falling for Lupin and getting that full story in that form. So yeah, the story ends up following kind of the Arsene Lupin route of her meeting. She doesn't meet everyone. We do see her bonding with everyone, but in the end, we see her feelings growing for Lupin, his feelings growing for her, and them eventually getting together in the end, which is really, really cute. Actually, their ending is so sweet. It's not a lot of Otome. I mean, few Otome games do it. They'll have like the 1 or 2 characters where it ends off with them, getting together, being together, and ended up having a marriage. But you can kind of see with the pictures here. That's like the last episode where we see they're together, everything's happy, and they end up getting married. So, but I don't want to spoil too much. One, because like I said, it would spoil a route in the game. And since it is based off a game, you could definitely go through, play the game, read it yourself. It is a visual novel, so it's not, it's kind of like the Danganronpa games, but just, you take out the whole, the trial portion of the games. And it is voice acted, but I don't believe in English. I think these type of games are only ever voiced in Japanese. I don't think anyone's ever done a Tome game like released it with an English dub. If there is, I definitely would want to check it out. Like an official one, not like a fan one. I mean, some fan ones are good too. But it would be interesting if there is one that's like has like an official dub with it for like English. Some more information about the game. There's 2 fan discs. Code Realize Future Blessings and Code Realize Wintertide Miracles were released on November 26, 2016 and February 14th of 2019 respectively. Basically, they are like prequel games that where you can kind of see where the life is after each route. So you kind of see what's going on with each of the guys, depending on depending on their relationship with Cardia. So like kind of seeing how their happy endings are with each different guy, which is really cool. I like that. There's I think Color X Malice did that too. There's the main game, and then they made like a prequel game that kind of where you can get like after story, like after events of what happens after each route, like basically kind of like their happy endings, what's going on, what they're doing as a couple. I think those are like really cute and really nice. And then you get a little bit more into the story, kind of seeing what their life is after the main game of them, going through life, getting into deepening more into the relationship, or in the anime's case, what happens if they maybe end up getting married? What's going to happen after that? And if any more information gets revealed towards the end. But most of the time, those are just like kind of wrapping up the ends of those routes and seeing what their life is after, like all the chaos and whatnot happens. So I'll just talk about maybe I'll just briefly give a few about what each episode's about, kind of. So basically, the first episode's an introduction. We meet Cardia. We find out, she has this poison in her that anyone who touches her skin will start burning or start melting away. So there she is confined, but she has no memories prior to, I think, like the 2 years since she quote unquote like woke up or started remembering stuff. She is taken by the British Army to be taken to the palace, but our Lupin takes her, gets her away, introduces him to his group, and learns that they have their own reason for hunting down the Hologium, and to also stop Twilight from using it for their own nefarious needs, as they do tend to use it for like a terror attack. Next episode, we get more into it. We learn more about Cardia, not really more understanding the outside world, since she was, confined to her room in the mansion. So there are things she doesn't know, things she wants to accomplish and hopes for, but knows that her poison prevents that. So the others tell her, especially Lupin, like, listen, we'll do what we can so that we can find a way to reverse the effects of the poison so that you can live a normal life. One of the things she tells Lupin is that she does have a wish, that she wants to know what it's like to feel someone's like warmth and skin on hers without worrying about the poison. So he says he does want to accomplish that for her. There we meet they get attacked by some Twilight members, of course, that are hunting her. There we meet Van and find a bit more about him and what his goals are. He ends up joining the group where he let's see. Next episodes would have to do with the whole vampire. They're learning more about the vampires there. They're also training Cardia to defend herself in case something happens, or just learning how their operation works so that she can help them out during certain tasks. So she learns like alchemy from Fan, learns more like stamina and whatnot from Lupin, learning more about machines and tech, driving a car from Impy, and learning more about like geography and culture wise from Saint. First Van wasn't interested, but at the end, after the whole situation with the vampire, him telling Drac that he will give his life to him to do as he sees fit after he gets his revenge on Twilight. There we do find out kind of why he did what he did, and that basically he was working for Twilight. This is kind of spoiler, so if you don't want to just skip for like the next like minute or two. So basically, he infiltrated the vampires, worked alongside them, but saw that they weren't as violent as everyone was claiming, but was still ordered to eliminate them. At first he didn't want to do it, but then Finis threatened I'm not sure if that was like his mother and brother, or if that was like his wife and son, but basically threatened his like immediate family that if he didn't do it, they would get punished for it. So he had no choice, did what he did, took out the vampires, but was still betrayed by Venice. Came home and saw that his family was killed. So that's why he wants revenge so badly against Venice and Twilight for, forcing him to do that horrible task and still killing his family in the process. But there, after Cardia, asks the other if they can take Drac in, saying that it's lonely for him to be alone. No one should feel like that. I was like that, for so long, until you guys came along and, gave me hope, gave me a place filled with laughter. I want to do that for him. There, we kind of see Van opening up a bit more and does offer to train her. Next episode, they talk about how they plan to capture Finis in a way to get more information about him and hopefully stop their terrorist attack. They plan to hijack the train that he's supposed to be going on for an inspection to do that and take him away so that way they could get a leverage on Twilight. But we later find out that it was all a trap, that he leaked his information in the hopes that they would take the bait and bring Cardia there so that he could capture her finally. There, he also reveals to Cardia that they are related because they share the same father, which throws her off. There's clearly he knows more that's going on, but he's not willing to tell her right away unless she goes with him. But the others are able to get away, but this just throws Cardia more off because she has no idea what their father's true intention were. Didn't even know she had a younger sibling, and that he is also in a part of what's going on. Let's see. Yes. Next episode, after the whole incident with the train, everyone except for Cardia is put on the wanted list, which does kind of hinder their, what they need to do. So Fan decides he's gonna go talk to Queen Victoria and put up some type of deal to, get them off this list. This was something, so that they can take down Twilight. At first, the Queen doesn't do it, but then he says he'll reveal a secret that she is hiding from the people, something that she later framed him for, knowing that if it would get out, it would ruin her reputation and throw the whole court and everything into chaos. So she decides to end public, not I think it was some award assembly that they ended up crashing, and he after that says that he excuse me, after that she announces that everything that they was framed for was false, that new information came to light and they are no longer on the suspect list. So but that's about it. Also with that episode, we do get more information that it turns out that the poison that he ended up creating that was used in that incident he was framed with was taken, all that information was taken by her father, which was then I guess he enhanced it or did some things to it, which ended up becoming the poison that the Hologium produces. So Van does feel responsible, saying that if he had never created the prototype, her dad would have never taken it, enhanced it, and now she's carrying this deadly poison to where she has to be careful on pretty much not touching anything or it will melt. I think I skipped an episode. 6, they have this airship race where if they win, they will get information based that was based under her father. They go through this whole thing, but they do end up getting it. But we do get this really big twist at the end, with evolving more about Cardia, who she really is, what she really is, and that really throws her for a loop, feeling that she has no right to be with the others. Decides that she's gonna go home. We get more into her backstory of around the time she awakened, where she's living in her village, where she did a friend, a lady named Elaine, and her daughter. Elaine didn't treat her like the monster that everyone else in the village treated her kindly, but then, what was that? But then, start one sec, let me double check that. Okay. Yeah, there was nothing. I thought I heard like a knock, but no. Or was I? Oh, right. We learned more about a little bit of an incident that happened before she met the others with a lady named Elaine and her daughter. The villagers, of course, tried to tell her, like Elaine, like she's a monster, she needs to be dealt with, but she didn't see it like that. Saw her as saw her as a girl that needed to be protected, and they were just taking their anger out on her, blaming all the mishaps that was happening in their village on her, that it wasn't right. But then, I think this is really fucked up. Then the fact that they still kind of blamed her for this is crazy. Basically, it's like they took her, they took Cardia, they took Elaine, trapped them in like this rubble thing. And but because of Cardia's poison, the gas was like filling up the air in the cave, slowly poisoning Elaine. Cardia tried to do what she can to get out, but by the time she did, it was too late. Elaine had died due to the fumes of the poison, not escaping anywhere, being trapped in the room, getting the hate from Elaine's daughter. But, comes back, the villagers are ready to kill her, because they, of course, and the priest was basically like instigating everything, basically saying she was like a messenger from the devils, that she was brought here for all this misfortune. I mean, the moment she comes back, we're having all these troubles and whatnot. This is clearly due to her. We need to get rid of her so that we can cleanse our village of this darkness, so that we can start living happy lives. They're all ready to pretty much kill her when Lupin comes, says, gives them a piece of her mind, saying that they're just being manipulated by this priest who's using his position to, distract everyone from, the problems, blaming it on someone else. Cardia, we learn more about Lupin's situation, how he got enroped in all of this, that his former mentor was connected to Twilight, and was also, like, I guess either was a part of it, but then Lupin released some information. They thought he was a rat and he got killed, or he was gonna release information anyways, but because Lupin did it and he was framed for it, but still killed, but realized that this was something that he didn't want whatever this was that his master fought for to go to fruition. So he vowed that he would stop whatever they were planning to do involving the Hologium, which of course ended up drawing in Cardia. Oh, they do also find out where where Twilight's headquarters were, and end up going back to the capital to go to St. Paul's Cathedral, because that looks like that's where they were hiding out. Next episode, the other guys are still looking for Cardia when suddenly explosions start happening. It looks like Finis and the others are starting their terrorist attack. After reuniting with the others, we do learn more about Saint. He meets this woman named Genevieve, a female friend and a member of Ideal, an organization devoted to overseeing history. Basically, looks like they're part of this like secret future organization or whatnot that tries to make sure that history doesn't change, that society doesn't fall back into like the not prehistoric times, but basically falls back into the madness of just death and destruction. And they do see that this whole event happening could trigger that, especially Cardia and her poison. Arson and Cardia help Queen Victoria escape, but then end up running into Finis, who tells Cardia that her role in this is the most important, that with her poison, they'll be able to complete it, and that their goal isn't just to overthrow London, it's basically to spread terror, death, and destruction to the whole world. And of course, this drives Cardia not mad, but like really confuses her. She, of course doesn't want to do that, but finishes goading and basically saying that she has no choice. Her participation is irrelevant. She will do this as it's her fate. Lupin tries to jump in to stop Finis from like twisting and making her pretty much hurting her anymore when he ends up getting shot. But the others arrive and they are able to escape. I skipped an episode. Oh, right. And they found out that the name of this project, of this terrorism that they're doing, is, ooh, excuse me, is called Realize. So everyone's trying to figure out what to do, but before we get to that, Saint goes to Cardia, explains what he's doing, why he's there, and pretty much gives her this poison, basically saying that if she is out of the way, their plan falls, and society and the world will remain the same. So this draws Cardia even more. She doesn't know what to do. Of course, she wants to be with everyone. She's created bonds with everyone. She has such strong feelings for all involved, and we do see like her feelings for Lupin kind of growing a bit more, and her realizing her feelings for Lupin, and same for him. He's conflicted. He feels like he just has to protect her, but Van, he points this out in like numerous times before this point that yeah, dude, I can see you're falling for her, but we see that she's really conflicted, and with this whole poison thing, people dying around her, she is really getting to that mindset, thinking that maybe if she would die now, this would all be over. No one else would have to suffer and be in pain. But and it's something that Van ended up telling Lupin, basically saying, "Listen, you could be that link that keeps her to here. Keeps her going, gives her hope that there is a better chance, better life out there than being a puppet." Being a tool for whoever wants to use her. So we do see a bit more there. We do see that the others do see the feelings between them developing, and decide to put their master plan into action. So next episode, they do advance to St. Paul Cathedral to confront Finis and stop whatever Code Realize is. But let's see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So afterwards, they are able to go into like their main headquarters in the cathedral. There, Finis pops up with this huge like crystal globe and explains that this is called Realize. This is what's gonna be used to interact their master plan, and that the final piece that they need is Cardia. But of course, the others aren't gonna let that happen. When it looks like Finis is about to kill Lupin because he sees how close him and Cardia are getting. This was actually a really badass scene. I wish I could show it. Basically, he's about to attack Lupin when he ends up getting stabbed in behind by Saint. Apologizing to Van, knowing that he wanted to get his revenge by killing Finis. But then we find out that he is able to duplicate himself with multiple bodies. But him and Cardia kind of being the same thing, and in the way, and throughout the whole thing, Cardia ends up getting captured by the Nautilus, is what they call the Crystal Globe. So afterwards, the others had to escape as too much was going on, and they wouldn't have been able to help her out. So they escape for now, but we see this really hurts Lupin as he's desperately trying to find a way to get back up there. But with the help of some more people that showed up in the earlier episodes coming to help, they find a way back up to their main base to save Cardia. Cardia was able to escape for a bit and was actually willing to start taking the poison. Or she went into Lupin, apologized, saying this was all her fault, saying that the only way to end this now, before there are more casualties, to take the poison. There, Lupin presses his love to her, saying that he will be there for her, that whatever comes their way, they'll do it together, giving Cardia kind of like that hope of not ending. Even though it would be, a noble sacrifice, it would still be a sacrifice, even though there are things she wants to do, people she wants to continue to be around, and, be around the person that she loves. But at this point, Cardia's poison due to, oh, I actually didn't say this. Finis had like this red crystal that anytime he activated it was causing pain to Cardia, and it looked like it was kind of like their version, not their version, but I guess this story's a Philosopher's Stone, and with it, it was like increasing the potency of Cardia's poison. To one point, it just like started bursting out of her. It knocks Lupin for a loop. Finis takes that opportunity to knock Lupin over, knock him off the edge, thinking that he's dead. But turns out this was actually all part of the guys' plan. They, excuse me, fans saw this as a chance to extract the most of the poison out of Cardia, leaving her just a bit to keep her alive and sustained. They end up doing that. I gotta say the ending's kind of odd on how it ended, really. I wonder if the game does a little bit better. But basically, we also do find out why the Cardia's father did what he did, and kind of what happened to the fate of him, his family, how Cardia and Finis came to be as they are now, but in the end, I gotta say, I'm trying to remember why it didn't work out. No, I think they like blew it up. They like blew up the machinery that it was on, causing the like circuit stopped working. After that, he was defeated, but then everything around him starts falling down. Finis is about to fall to his death when Cardia tries to save him. First, this throws him for a loop. He's like, wait, why are you trying to save me after all the horrible things I've done? But she doesn't see it as that, she's like, listen, you were just manipulated by our father to do his bidding, but we are still family. You're the only family I have, left in this world. I don't want to lose you. We don't have to be whatever he made us to be. We can be our own people, live our own lives. But he decides that, I guess through all the horrible things he's done, all the deaths and destruction he's caused, that he doesn't deserve that, end up falling. But in that moment, he, I guess you could say, kind of handed her this blue crystal. Lupin and Cardia try to escape. By this point, Lupin is so badly hurt he can barely move. Cardia decides that she's not going to leave his side, but then the last bit of the poison is in her system, thinking that she ends up dying. We see the the flying fortress, I should say, this all happened in like a flying fortress, ends up falling apart. They end up falling through it. They're thinking they're gonna die, but we do get later on that everyone survived, everyone's fine. Lupin and Cardia are about to get married, but Cardia is really confused on why she's still alive. She says she felt the last bit of the power of the Holorgium leave her, so she thought that she was dead. But then we do get it revealed that the blue crystal that Finis kind of gave her, and kind of, I guess, either started storing power into the Holorgium to keep her alive, or gave her like life from it. But of course she's confused. She doesn't know what this means. Was it her father? Was it Finis or something else that kind of gave her like a second chance at life? But Lupin believes that it was due to her will, everyone's will, and the love that they all shared that triumphed and gave her a new life. And we see that the anime ends with them married, getting there happily ever after, and it's so cute. I really loved the ending. The ending was so nice. And like I said, there is an OVA. Basically, the synopsis of that is for an upcoming celebration. Everyone in the team tries to get a gift for Cardia. While looking for one, Lupin is framed for a robbery for a jewel that Queen Victoria was going to give a soldier in a ceremony a few days from now. With this, Lupin sets out to prove his innocence with the help of others to, right this wrong and hopefully get that gift from Cardia for Cardia. And that's pretty much how the anime ends. Like I said, this is based off a game, so I am interested in seeing how the other routes are. Seeing how the story ends depending on which guy you end up falling for under Cardia. If you Franz's, Vance, MPs, and Saint. Me personally, I would say if I had to list all the guys from like my top two most favorite, it would I'm biased. I'm definitely an Arsene Lupin fan. Just like his whole demeanor and everything, and the whole story, which is so nice. I would say the next person would have to be Van. Getting his backstory, seeing how tragic it is, but then seeing him slowly, work, opening up to the others and Cardia. So I would be interested in seeing like how that would play out if him and Cardia were to fall in love instead. Next would have to be Fran, Victor Frankenstein. Seeing his backstory as well, seeing how he was framed, how he kind of played a part in creating the Holodium, getting this poison that's been, in her body for all these years and whatnot, So maybe seeing how that would play out, maybe in his route he finds a different way to remove the poison from Cardia. If it's not the same way they did it in the anime, or I'm guessing how they did it in Lupin's route. So next would have to be Saint, only because I think in the anime they did a good job of him pointing up here and there, but we don't really get much of him. We kind of get more focused on the other guys. So would be really interested in seeing like how that plays out, how they end up falling in love, how maybe he ends up betraying his organization, saying that he can't give Cardia the poison, or convinced her to kill herself, even if it's for the greater good, because he's in love with her and wants to be with her. So I would be interested in seeing how that plays out. And last would be Impy. Nothing on Impy. I don't know, I just feel like characters like that, not that they're bad or anything, that the fact that they I don't know, I'm not saying Impy is bad. We do hear more about his story, about how he wants to fly to the moon and be this great inventor and do all these things. So I would be interested in seeing kind of like what that plays out for him, how he wants to conduct himself, and maybe what kind of bigger role maybe Cardia plays in that, if they were the ones to end up together. So I would be interested in seeing. It's not one of them games. It's not like anytime I think about this, I'm always going back to how the Fate series did it for the original Fate. How each route had its own like kind of anime well, not kind of, but had their own anime adaptation. So the regular Fate Stay Night, I think it was like 2000 something, was the Fate route where you fall in love with where Shiro fell in love with Saber. Then we have the Unlimited Blade Works route, where his relationship with Rin blossoms. And then we have the three, which is funny because they did a lot for the Unlimited Blade Works. There actually was a movie that was created by Studio Deans, and then there was the Ufotable anime adaptation that they did, which, in my opinion, is way better. One is more fleshed out, and the animation style, animation is just, top tier. That's so good. And then we get the three Heaven's Filled movies, which follows the Sakura route, basically his relationship blossoming for Sakura. So whenever I hear animes that kind of based off like visual novels like that, it kind of gets me back to how Fate did it. But I think the only reason why they were able to do that was, one, there was like only three routes that you could fall into, depending on the choices you made, which girl played the main focus in it. So I think that's a lot easier. And and plus Fate was already such a huge name. There's so much Fate. There's like Fate, there's the regular Fate, then there's like Fate Apocrypha, Fate Last Encore, Fate Grand Order. Like Fate is such a huge series, so I definitely I couldn't see them not doing all of them. I've said this before in my other Fate episodes, that I really wish, now that Ufotable has the IP for Fate, that they go back and redo the Fate route, only because it was a different studio and it was made so long ago compared to the other two, that I think an updated adaptation would be amazing for that route. Give us more detail, maybe flesh out the episodes a bit more, because the Unlimited Blade Works, at least the anime adaptation, was like 2 full seasons of like 24 episodes, I think. Excuse me. I'm trying to remember. Actually, let me look that up real quick. I don't remember. Was it just one big old season of 24? Was it 2 seasons of 24? I don't remember. Fates Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. And plus, I am kind of biased. Rin is my favorite character, so that's why I love the Unlimited Blade Works route. It's so good. Uh, oh no, it was just maybe they split it in two, but it is 24 episodes. No, 25 episodes actually. It's 25 episodes, but I swear I thought I saw maybe they split it in two. Maybe when it was coming out. So like maybe they stopped after like episode 12 or 13, and then they released the other half. But so yeah, actually, let me pause that for a quick sec. Yeah, I'm here on Crunchyroll looking at it, and it's 25 episodes. So that's where I thought I saw it as like 2 seasons, but I think they might have. I think it was airing. They might have split it, so stopped at like 12 or 13. And then maybe had a bit of like a few months break, and then came back with the other half. But yeah, and then they did the oh right, and there's Fate Zero. How did I forget Fate Zero? Fate Zero is really good too. Then like Fate Grand Order. There's like Fate Apocrypha, Fate Encore. So there's so much like Fate stuff. So it's such a huge and popular series. I definitely. It'd be so weird if they didn't do it. If they didn't like make all 3 routes their own like anime adaptations, and like they were all so popular when they did it. So, but I will say this until I'm blue in the face. I would love for them to Ufotable to redo see the Fate route with like new updated adaptations, so it kind of looks like the Unlimited Blade Works, looks like Heaven's Field. Because I mean, I know a lot of Fate fans have said that because it's just like. Because the original one came out so long ago. Let me do Fate Stay Night. I'm trying to find the first one. Here we go. Yeah, the original Fate route came out in 2006. Damn, that was that long ago? And when did Unlimited Blade Works come out? 2014. Wow, so there was a huge gap from, what did I say, 2006? 2006 to 2014? Yeah, that was a huge gap. And of course, it was different studios at the time. Studio Dean did the Fate route, and then Ufotable got a hold of it and did the Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Field routes. So, like I said, I would love if they would do it, but, I mean, if they don't, hey, I mean, you can't really do anything. But, oh, that's right, I forgot about this. On Steam, there actually is a remastered of the original visual novel that was released a couple of, like, I want to say like maybe a month or 2 ago. Now, like, cause before you couldn't find it anywhere. You had to like find it on like fan-made pirated sites and whatnot. But now there's like an official version of the game out with like English, like made in English. Right? 'Cause I think that's one of the things that really got people. It was like, oh, now they like released it with like an English version, and whatnot. So, actually, let me. You guys can see it. But yeah, this is the remake that they made, released August 7th. So yeah, like 2 months ago. But I definitely would get this because I would love. I've never played the visual novel myself. So I'd be interested in seeing how different the visual novel is from the animes, because you know how they are. Not everything is like a 100% full adaptation. I know there's things that's probably that was cut out and whatnot. I mean, they try to do the best they can, especially nowadays. I feel like now animes are trying to follow the source material to the T. They do skip out maybe a couple of scenes here and there, but for most parts, they are trying to do like a faithful adaptation, which I do like that. So, but back to I mean, there's really nothing more to talk about. I just think if you are someone who's gonna be someone who's a fan of kind of like action, romance, fantasy, and there's not really a lot of reverse harem animes out there. A lot of them are harem animes, but not reverse harems. Harem animes mainly focus as one guy and there's a bunch of girls after the guy, trying to get with the guy. So there's not that many reverse harem animes where there's a main girl and a bunch of guys are after her. Actually, I did watch one. I think I told you guys. I think Vampire Dormitory. I mean, it wasn't that many guys that were after the main girl. Just like maybe no, just two, right? No, there's just two of them that were after her. So I couldn't really call a reverse harem, more like a love triangle, I guess. But there's not really that many reverse harem animes. At least to my knowledge. Actually, let me look. Reverse harem. Oop. Animes. Okay. Oh, right, well, Orange High School Host Club. That's let me point this up. My Next Knife for the Villainess. I do hope they come back with this. I did watch both the first and second season, so I think this is also another one that's based off a game. So I'd be interested if they brought this back. Oh, this one is good too. I really wish they continue because I watched the anime and I continued where the anime ended and the manga continued. So we do see that she does end up picking, one of the people that's fawning over that, falls in love with her. She does pick a guy, and who she picks and just what happens afterwards, it's so good. Diabolic Lovers. I tried watching this, I couldn't get into it. This was just too much for me. I can't. I heard the games are kind of okay, but it's like they said, from what I've heard and read, I've heard like the anime, they did the anime so dirty. Same with this one, Amnesia. One opening for this slaps. Also, the opening for Code Realize freaking slaps. If I could, I would definitely play it. I mean, I probably could. I could probably play it on Twitch, but I know YouTube is definitely gonna copyright the opening is so good for this one and Code Realize. But I've heard the same thing about this anime too, that the game is good, but the anime adaptation was just really bad. Excuse me. I've only ever watched the anime. I've never seen any playthroughs of this. So maybe I'll play the game if I can find it. Maybe I'll play the game myself and see what that's about. That's the second season for that. Oh, actually, I haven't watched this yet. I've been planning to, but I haven't watched this. I did watch this. And this is pretty interesting. La Storia del Arcana Famiglia. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good anime too. But I know this is also based off a visual novel. And apparently she can fall for any of the guys here, which is pretty good. Some of them are like way older than her, so I mean, I hope that's not 100% true, but who knows. Uta no Princess Sama. I tried watching it and then I stopped. I had to give it another try because I think I've heard this is actually pretty good. Brother Conflict. I think this is another one based off a game. Heard the game is good, but then I've heard the people saying that the anime adaptation is just really not that good. Ooh, The Wallflower. This is actually really funny. I love this anime. It's so funny. I guess what do they really call it? A reverse harem? I mean, not really. I'd say she does end up getting drawn. The main girl right here does end up getting drawn to one of the guys, but I wouldn't say that's really a reverse harem. Not really, because not all of them are after falling in love with her. That's the season 2 of that. I really wish they had done this anime. I mean, I've heard the game's not that good too. Like some of the themes in it is about the same. So, I watched this. I don't remember much about it. I have to rewatch it. But I definitely didn't hate it. I did watch this. Dance with Devils. Wow, it got a 6.2. God damn. I mean, I'd enjoyed it. This is one of the ones where they implicate a lot of song into the show. So, like, the characters would just burst out and sing it. It's almost like a musical. But I really did enjoy it. I wouldn't say it was one of my favorite animes, but I thought it was an interesting story and plot. Fuji Yuji. I can't say this, but I love this anime. This anime is so good. I've watched everything. I've watched the whole season, all the OVAs that involve this. This is a really good anime, and I think it's all still on YouTube, so you guys can definitely check that out. Hiryo no Koka, the Tomoyari Princess Saga. I did watch this. This one was okay too. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't like mind-boggling good. Same thing. I think it's the second season of that. I've never seen this. I've seen like clips of this, but I haven't watched it. That's the one we just did. I've never seen that. This is Reverse Hand, but this is supposed to be a boy anime, like boy love anime. This is pre-tier. I like this anime too. It was pretty enjoyable. Now this is another one. I heard the game is good, but I've heard they did butcher the hell out this anime with the anime adaptation for this. The game was good. Like the game was popular. I think that's kind of what got it an anime adaptation, and they just kind of fell through. Actually, I think it's a mobile game, so I could probably play this too. I didn't even think about that. But I heard the game is good. But the anime adaptation, not so good. Never seen that. Geez, how many seasons does this anime have? The third anime adaptation of the... Oh, it's a game. So this is based off a game too. Huh. Interesting. Then, damn, this thing got 3 seasons? Yes, I need to watch this. I didn't think it had 3 seasons. I remember I watched this a while back, but I don't remember much about it. I have to go back and rewatch it. Mugo Tokyo Renka. I did watch this. I thought this was pretty nice too. Second season of that. I've never seen that. Nope. The anime story will start with... Jeez! Okay, so this anime basically gets like 4 or 5 seasons. That's crazy. I guess that means I need to watch this anime because I had no idea. I know there was like 2 seasons, but I didn't know that's been like 4 seasons of that. Oh my god. This is like the 2nd season of that. I've never seen that. Oh, there was an OVA for this? Huh. I didn't know there was any OVAs. I didn't see that at all, but I wouldn't watch it. Oh wait, what's this? This is an OVA for maybe a retelling? Maybe. I have to check that out. I didn't know there was like was that a movie or something? Never seen. I did see that. I tried getting into that. I watched like maybe 1 or 2 episodes and I stopped. I'd watch it again just to give it a try. I did like I liked the beginning. I don't know why I stopped watching it. I definitely would give it another try, but damn, it's ranked so low. But then again, I like to watch things myself and give it my own opinion. You know, some things people might think were bad or it might be an anime that you like. So I never really focus more unless this in here saying this thing's like a 2 or 1. Then it's like, yeah, no, then that's just a bad anime in general. Regardless of what I think, that's probably just gonna be a really bad anime. I've never seen that. Was it like a Blu-ray OVA? No. I think this is the OVA. I saw that. What's this, like an OVA? I didn't see this. Nope. There's a few, like, yeah, there's not really that many, so. Oh, this is the one I'm talking about. This is the Color X Malice movie that they're supposed to be making. But I want to, I mean, I don't know where it, like, I don't know if it's been released already or if it's out. Actually, let me click on this. I mean, it has a score, so that means it came out somewhere. Oh, finished. Came out. Oh, this came out last year? Licensing none found. Studio Dean. Hold up. So this came out? When the hell did I didn't hear nothing about this. I knew it was coming out, but I didn't know it was already out. I'm gonna have to do some research and see where I can find that. That's crazy. I had no idea that came out already. Speaking of which, let me actually save it in the next tab so I can go back and look that up. I've been wanting to see that for so long just to see what it was about, see what they did with it, but I had no idea it already came out. I ain't hear nothing about it. Just trying to see if there's anything else. No, that's about it. Like I said, there's not really that many reverse harem animes, so I wish there were. They need to like if I can find that Color X Malice movie and I'll maybe give my opinion on it if I can find it, and I'll see if maybe they should have done. I really wish they had done an anime for it. I would love if they have done an anime for it and have done it based on Yanagi's route. Oh my god, because I think he's supposed to be the quote unquote like main guy. I think the main guy is always like the first guy the main girl always ends up meeting, and then we get introduced to the other guys, and kind of how some of the Ghost games are based. Like you kind of interact with the other guys first, and then you have to like unlock. You have to go through their routes and whatnot to unlock his. So I don't know. I just think that's kind of funny. Ooh, excuse me. But that's about it for the podcast. Actually, before I forget, I do actually have this up. Let's get rid of that. Let's go here, bring this up again, and boom. So here is our wheel for what our next 2 anime episodes is going to be. I almost forgot about that. So I figured let's do that, and then we'll jump into playing some more Sims 4. So let's see what our 2 podcast episodes for next month is going to be. Oh, Fairy Tale, which is funny because especially with the new season out right now, this would actually be very interesting. So, first episode is going to be Fairy Tale. All right, so let's remove that, and let's see what podcast episode 2 is going to be. Ooh, speaking of vampires. I'll still keep it because there's actually 2 seasons of that. So we'll focus on the first season. So we'll focus on the first season of Vampire Night, which actually kind of works out perfectly because next month is kind of like Halloween themed. So it would be interesting to kind of get a Halloween kind of esque anime to talk about. So, but yeah, so first podcast episode for October will be Fairy Tale, and second one will be first season of Vampire Night. So let's go here. Here. We can get rid of that. Okay, actually, let me go on a quick break. Just so I can like grab some more water and whatnot. And when I come back, we'll do Sims 4. So I'll see you guys in like next like 5 minutes. So thank you again for everyone who came and watched the podcast. I hope everyone has a great time. And yeah, I'll be back in just 5 minutes, and we'll continue with Sims 4. Here we go. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Let's turn that down a bit. All right. And let's play. But yeah, let's see. So you say you know those two. Yeah, I love Fairy Tail, but regardless of what people say, people hate. That's one of those. I guess you could say controversial animes that I like. That majority of people kind of don't like. I love Fairy Tail. I enjoy everything about Fairy Tail. So I don't care what anyone says. Listen, y'all don't like. You don't have to like Fairy Tail if you. And more for me. That's how I see it. Where did you come from?
Oh, Pardue. Yala?
I didn't even see you come in, girl. You scared the hell out of me.
From boy.
Oh, bitch, I'm trying to cheer you up.
Gorabani Shorg. Zimze Joss.
Nusoda. Oh, Muchi Biji. Grenea. Pepite Shamagra. Pipito. Harsagopra Bank. Maranoi.
Cababene. Tobol. Cabinmi. Binvahep. Dimba. Funduma. Shinosa Korenzi.
Doba Harpin.
Oh, your drift. Rapani Lohini.
You have 24 hours left to finish. Oh, I paid that already.
Cababene. Tobol.
Oh, I didn't even see him there.
Hakyoin Luma.
Oh, so wow.
Kumaya.
Gorabani Shorg. Zimze Joss.
Oh, da 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 da. Hold on. And me. There we go. Let's move that.
Kiniku Sawabe.
Oh. I didn't realize my thing was. Thought I did. I'm confused. I swear I thought I did. Hold on. Oh, here it goes.
Shabini Jabin. Chirp system.
Let's get rid of that. And get rid of that.
Bevite Pelka. Menu. Abini Shrozi. Nuloy. Subao Habri. Oh, Wixinia.
Chop. Finey Spino? Zombie Nufa. What a whips drift sweating.
There we go.
Zombie Johnson. Oh,
Oh, Zombo. Miss Stevie?
Is she about to burn the house? Oh no, it was the speaker. My speaker was sparking. I saw that too. I was like, what the hell? Just needed to be paired. Girl, why are you in my bathroom complaining?
Abyssal. Entraparadama. Front Ampe. Who's like Jeffino? Sawana Nulor. Epin. Rapani Varuda. Fani Dawi. Rubara.
Queva. Kumeba.
Is she?
Shippy Zerf.
Girl, I don't know how to help you.
Lymphy Nulit. Zapanquar. Quapani. Shabini Jabit. Turp System. Shima Corbett.
And Bobby Narwhal.
Quang.
Harpin?
Oscar
Oh,
Peraza.
Larkin Fruit. Oh, Narkin.
Sagrosh.
Gorba.
Zarkini.
Uh-huh. Doba Harpin.
Washa Zabris. Baribi Damse. Andoli Usman. Mishirifana.
Doba Harpin.
Ah.
Ah.
Dag Dag.
Thanks, Apanoe.
Sensibi Kiniku. Swarsta.
Yeftime Abasani.
Wabarani Zenze. Bayumi. Jostaxi. Oh.
Inshub Shishitao.
Ah, Grobal. Ah.
Support the Shoshi. Kamumi. Merkle Zero.
Oh, you was left as hell.
Andoli Usman. Sushi
Umfa.
Shilo Kanive Baima.
Lissarak.
Infahab.
Ah, Wavine. Wamba Boy Yambalala. Arvini Zonso. Blahayapa.
Ah.
Miss Stevie Flina. Shell.
Y'all. Morodi
But yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, I've watched everything Fairy Tale. I've even been catching up with the new season that's out. Bye. And actually, I've heard it's supposed to be getting like a core 2 or season 2. So, it'd be interesting to talk about Fairy Tale and Vampire Knight. It's been a minute since I've watched that, so I'll definitely have to. But and Fairy Tale is pretty long, so I'd have to do it by like arc, kind of. There are like certain arcs in there. It's like Naruto, long, kind of.
Bombzoid Dimfish. Waga Fruge. Borba Quest.
Sibuna Torble Barbe.
Piguna.
Kashi.
Oh, Pimpini.
Ah. Swordly. Bana.
Oh, the hell? There we go.
Sagu. Sagu.
Yeah.
Ah. Sul Sul.
I know them, but I'm not a fan of the power of friendship since My Little Pony. Yeah, that's kind of one of the main reasons why people kind of don't like Fairy Tale, is because they do kind of rely on that whole power of friendship trope. Me, honestly, I kind of just look past that. I'm more interested in like the characters, you know, the story, and the fights. I guess kind of. I mean, I guess the power of friendship does kind of help in a way, but I don't know. I've never been one to like really focus mostly on like themes like that for certain animes. So I guess that's kind of why I was able to just watch it for what it was. I didn't really think about anything else. The theme never really caught my attention. I was just there for the journey of the ride, the characters, and just what they were gonna do. But yeah, no, I mean I get that, because even as someone who's a huge fan of fairy tale, do see that they do rely on that trope a lot. Why am my mouse acting up? Might need to change the battery. And then Vampire Knight is a very interesting story. Especially from where like the anime ended and where the manga continues, and then apparently it's supposed to be like a sequel manga that came out like years later. So is it like Hellsing? I mean, it's not that gruesome like Hellsing. There are like some pretty, I guess you could say, kind of graphic moments. I mean, because you're dealing with like vampires and whatnot, but I don't think it's like next level like that. I only know them by the name. I've never seen it. And no, that's a pretty old anime too. They came out like early 2000s, I want to say. What is up with my mouse? Why is it acting up? Let's... Okay, one sec. My mouse is really acting up. It's been a minute though, so I wouldn't be surprised if I do need to change the battery on this thing. Luckily I keep spares on me right here. Put the top back on. Turn it on. So you've seen a lot of it. I've seen a lot of animes. Like, if I were to go through a that actually would be pretty interesting. If I were to go to my anime list and just like point out like all the animes I've probably seen or haven't seen, or at least given it a try. Mind you, there's so many I've seen. I know there's a lot I don't remember by like heart, but if I've seen like their picture art or whatever it's called, I definitely would let it be. Cause actually, let me pause. Actually, here. No, maybe I'll. No, let me not quit. But I mean, you saw the podcast list I made. No. I actually was warned about that, and I was told. I was like, yeah, they were like, they're like, oh, Brianna or Shauna, you like anime, right? Don't watch this. I was like, why? They're like, just don't even. I was like, oh, okay. And then years later, I heard what it was about, and I was like, oh. I was like, okay. Interesting anime choice, but okay. I mean, there's a lot of animes like that too. Can't think of any at the top of my head. There's always just that one or two really weird anime that was just like, that got you thinking like, how did this get greenlit? Like, what? Whoops. What should I make? Ooh, how about fish tacos? Yeah, there's so many animes that's either been made back in the day, or even some now, that you just looking like, how did this get greenlit again? Like, what's that one, It's Fine, you should give it a watch. I don't think so. Oop. How'd I do that? How'd I get the knife stuck? Or there's like certain scenes in animes. There's like, there's like very infamous scenes in animes that just get you like, you're like, what in the world? Like the very first episode of Goblin Slayer, I didn't even have to watch that. That pretty much broke the internet when that episode came out for that anime. And that's, people were just like, really? Like, they really did that for the first episode of this anime. I mean, I've heard that so far it's been, it's kind of an okay anime to watch, you know. But they were like, that first scene like broke the internet and people were like, what in the world? And then, let's see, what other animes have like, yeah, that anime hurt me. Or a redo of Healer, like, what? Like, I think at one point they had to take it down because, oh no, there was another one. But I think that one too. There was like, that, like, after like episode like 2 or 3, the anime just took like a wild turn and you were like, how did this get greenlit to be like an everyday anime? Like, that's showing on like streaming sites. I think at one point they had to take it off streaming sites. Redo of Healer? Oh my god. I think they all got us with that. The whole watching the first, like, maybe first 1 or 2 episodes, thinking it's gonna be your typical, revenge, kind of, not isekai anime, but more like turn back time anime. And after that, like, I want to say like episode 2 or 3, you're like, what the hell? Like, what? It's just like, what just happened? Wait, where are you going? Nope. Turn back around. I couldn't see because my camera is blocking. Oh, never mind. I guess she's just like, nah, I'm going to bed. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, no, after like episode like 2 or 3, it just takes like a wild turn. You're like, how did this get greenlit to be like a seasonal anime? Is it like How to Not Summon? No, like 10 times worse. Like 10 times worse. Like, oh my god. I would even say that one's not that bad. Like, basically from like what a left turn Redo a Healer does, like, I can't. It's just like, what in the world? And there was another anime, I think it was like Interspecies Reviewer. They were like, that anime was being released, same thing, like being on streaming sites like Crunchyroll. I think at that time Funimation was still around, and they were even doing a dub for it. After the first episode dub, they got rid of that anime, and now it's on those other sites. Cause it's just like, it was just like, what in the world just happened? Actually, let me turn that off, because I've had that on. A friend told me about that one to me. It seemed like H, so I opted to not watch it. Oh, wow. Yeah, no. Basically, that's kind of where, the anime ended up kind of going. So, I mean, there are some animes that fall kind of like on that blur line of, it could be, you know, it could possibly be the H, but then it just doesn't fall that, doesn't just It doesn't cross that line. No redo of healer crosses that line. So that's why it is categorized, at least for us in the anime community now, as the H anime. Cause what the hell? Like what, did y'all not read it or whatnot? Plus I've heard with that one too that the anime is pretty effed up. But I've heard the main source material, I think it's like a light novel or manga, there's like 10 times more effed up stuff that happens in that version. So it's just like, did y'all not read this before? Y'all just was just like, yeah, sure, let's just greenlight this and put this on, Crunchyroll, Funimation, or whatever. But yeah, no, if that's not for you, no. After that third episode, I was like, okay, clearly y'all just trying to trick us, because what the hell was that? I'm not watching that. Like, oh my god, that was not what I was. Because if anything, you're kind of thinking, oh, it's gonna be one of those animes. Like, like the premise was good. Like, basically, he's a healer. He was treated terribly by his party, treated less than a human. So, but then it turns out his power is so OP that he was able to somehow rewind time and decides to get revenge on all the people that wronged him, that used him. And it's just like, what the hell? Da, 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 da. Need to eat something. But yeah, no, like I said, there's certain animes that fall that line. Kimino no Jing. That name looks familiar. I don't know. Let me give me a quick sec. That looks familiar, but I don't remember. It's the one I'm thinking about. No. Whoops. Oh, this anime. Okay, so is this the one I was thinking about? Yeah, no, because I was like, this one's kind of odd as well. I've heard things about it, and I think I saw like a couple of clips here and there. I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, what the hell is up with all these? Like, whoever made that clearly needs to be sent to jail, because what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, what? Like, what possessed you to make an anime like that? Or a manga? And then who the hell greenlighted for it to become an anime? Like, excuse me? It just really blows my mind how certain animes, certain mangas or light novels get anime adaptation, and then other ones don't. That would be good, would it be popular, but then they'd never get an anime adaptation, and then we get these weird ones that get anime adaptations. Oshino Asha Base. That one looks familiar too. One second. Oh no, I actually haven't seen this, but I've heard this is actually kind of. It's supposed to be like a comedy anime, right? But I've never seen. I've seen clips of it. The few clips I've seen were pretty funny, but I've never watched it like fully. But I've heard it's pretty funny, and from the few clips, it had me laughing because I was just like, wow. But yeah, no. Sometimes we just gotta be careful. Like, you never know what anime you'll run into if that's not something you're looking to watch. I recommend it. It's super funny. I from what the few clips I saw, that like a few clips had me like rolling on my bed, dying of laughter. It was so funny. Like, but I definitely will give that a try too. You know what? It's been a minute, so let's find a job. Oop. Speaking of which, where is my sketchbook? Is it in here? Yes, it is. Have science baby as single parent. Say what? I don't watch as much anime that I used to. I read manga more because of time, because of work. No, that's true. There are times even now, like, I mean, back then, before my whole situation, but there were times I was hardly finding time to watch anime as well. If anything, I would say my podcast was kind of helping me at least maintain being able to watch anime, was because, either it was an anime I've already watched, like, recently, and I did an episode on, or I would have to go and rewatch the anime just so I could have an idea of what I'm about to be talking about. So I would say my podcast did really help me a lot, and still kind of keeping track of, watching animes. And once I finish that, I'll be like, oh, I see some new animes are out. Maybe I'll give those a try. So that, I say my podcast has definitely helped me in keeping track of that. But besides that, yeah, no. Even I've noticed there are times where it's been really hard for me to watch anime like I used to. I used to watch it so much. I mean, at one point, that was basically all I was watching. I didn't watch, like, regular TV for, like, I would say, like, almost all my middle school and high school years. I was watching anime because that was the only thing that caught my attention, and I had the time to sit there and binge watch maybe an entire season or arc of an anime that was out. Now, I feel like I hardly have the time because I'm either... What was that? I'm either tired or I'm working all day, so by the time I get off, I'm exhausted and all whatnot. So, let me just. Okay, just make sure my volume is up. But yeah, but I would say, because even me, when I look back, I'm like, man, I was really watching anime like a lot back then. Way more than I am now. But it's like the fact that now I feel like I'm hardly watching it. I would say if I wasn't doing my podcast, I'd definitely be watching a lot less anime. At least back, like, before, like, maybe the end of August. I would have been definitely watching a lot less anime. Maybe no anime at all. But I do feel like sometimes you just gotta put, like, if you can, put that time aside to, like, even if it's just watching, like, maybe a couple of episodes here and there, like, maybe. But, yeah, it's really hard nowadays. Okay, I was like... Yeah, it's like the older you get, the less time you have to do the things you want to do when you were younger. Unless you somehow find a job that allows you to have all the free time you need and still be able to, continue the stuff that you did as a kid. Which, nowadays it is hard to do. It's very hard to get a job that can incorporate that. Yeah, the last two I watched was Rent a Girlfriend and Shield Hero, because you ranked Mommy and... Oh, okay. Those are, the third season came out not recently, but I'd say like maybe 2 seasons ago, 2 or 3 seasons ago, maybe sometime last year. And then I need to I keep need to get back on Shield Hero. I've only seen the first season, and I've heard the second season was not good. I wanted to see why you hated them. No, I've only seen the first season. I do need to get on to the second and third season because they did come out. I heard people didn't really like the second season because it kind of was like really slow, or it took a different path from what the story was supposed to. I don't remember the reason why people hated season 2. And then they said season 3 was good, but I guess the letdown from season 2 kind of drew people away from it, which, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to watch it myself. I keep forgetting. It's on my list of shows to watch. But, like I said, for a while, it's been busy to where I didn't have time to watch those shows. But what did you think of Rent a Girlfriend? Yeah, no, Mommy, my God. And Melty, the girl from Shield Hero, she's a piece. It's just like, oh my, like those two characters, like, I don't, there may be characters I like maybe dislike or I don't connect with, but it's very rare for me to have an anime character I'm like, nah, I hate this character. Like, oh my god, those two in particular, you know, I should probably do that. That'd be an interesting video to do. Maybe I'll make it like a YouTube video where I discuss some of the anime characters I hate or like. I don't know why you don't like Mommy. She's fine. She doesn't even get much screen time to this. It was really more in the first season. First season, she was all over there. And she pops up here and there in second and third season. I don't know. My feeling is that she'll definitely play a big role in the fourth season, especially since it's just like you did all that to that guy. Then you're toying with his emotions, but then even after, it's like she acts like she wants to get back with him, but then she doesn't. But then she doesn't like the fact that he has other girls around him that want to be with him. But then it's like, why do you care? You broke up with him. Like, I don't understand what her mindset was. Does she think that him breaking up, he was going to be sad, depressed, cling on to her, beg to be together, and then she was going to, like, relish in that? Like, I don't understand. But, yeah, I'd say it's more of what happened in the first season. She doesn't really play that big of a role in the second and third season. She'll pop up here and there. I guess because I read the manga, I saw a bit more. Oh. Yeah, I mean, anime only. I haven't read the manga, so I have no idea what happens after the third season ended. So I don't know what happens, what kind of role she plays later on. But anime-wise, after the first season, she pop up here and there. But it was more focused on the other girls. But no, it's just like, after that first season, I was just like, yeah. No, you just one of them toxic girls. That... Yeah, I got to see her backstory and stuff. Oh, see, no. I didn't hear anything about her backstory. The anime hasn't covered that. So that's probably something that they'll cover in the next season, if they do another season. Which I don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, but then again, sometimes the animes will get, like, multiple seasons and they'll stop. Honestly, I'm surprised Rent a Girlfriend. I like Ruka, though. I love Ruka. I feel so bad for her, because we see how much she likes the main character. But he's so enwrapped with Chizuru that he's not even willing to, like, give her, like, a real chance. They're dating, but he's not, like, 100%. I mean, the fact that she still is willing to, like, still be with him, still, try to win him over, even though she knows he's, like, obsessed with Chizuru. I like Ruka a lot. Like, this is actually one of them crazy animes where I actually don't like I don't hate her, but I don't like the main girl that much, because, she's still playing, like, all these, not playing games, but it's like she's, like, actively trying not to admit that she likes the guy, but she'll go to him for help, and she'll, still rely on him, but then she'll double back and, like, try to put this wall between them. It's like, listen, okay, like, I get it at first when you guys, when this all started out, you didn't want your company finding out, getting into trouble, that's stopping her dream of becoming an actress. But it's like, this guy has shown you since then that he's willing to go above and beyond for you. Like, be that involved with your family, even continue to tell lies, to appease your grandma, so that doesn't get you into any more trouble. He's willing to step up and be there for you. It's like, come on, like, you can admit that you like him, like, you know, like, I mean, I get it due to her backstory and kind of what happened involving her family, how she ended up getting raised by her grandparents, and now that she's kind of, basically like what happens towards the end of the last season that was aired, her whole situation now, it's like, you don't have to, like, it's understanding that, she wants to be this tough, independent person that can, stand on her own. She doesn't need people to depend on to get things done. But it's like, when there's someone's there that actively is like willing and saying to your face that they're willing to go above and beyond for you, they're willing to help you, be that shoulder to lean on. It's like, sometimes you need that. Sometimes it's okay to be that vulnerable, to have people be there, to have that person that you can go to support you in tough times, or even if it's just in tough times. If you just want someone there to be there for that comfort, to be that, just to have someone around. And what was the other girl's name? Sumi. If anything, I feel more bad for her because she sees, like, her anxiety, her, like, being nervous around people, her slowly getting feelings for the main guy, but her also seeing that he is fully devoted to Chizuru and, doesn't admit her feelings and still supports him, giving him advice on what to do involving, in situations involving Chizuru, and, but then, you see her, when he, like, thanks her for the advice and he leaves, and her just seeing that, it really gets me, and it's like, it breaks my heart, like, oh, she's such a sweet girl. Hey, Shauna, I feel like trying something new and exciting, something like changing careers. What do you think? Yes, I'll go for the new job. But yeah, no, I like Ruka. I like, if I had to list them, it's Ruka, Sumi, Chizuru, and Mami. I mean, maybe that'll change once I get more of Mami's backstory, since, like, I haven't read the manga, so I don't know what happens after the third season. It's the third season, right? It's not a fourth season. No. So maybe my opinion of her will change once I get more of her story. But after, like, the first season and then, like, the little sneaky bits she's been doing throughout the other seasons, yeah, like, no. And then, what'd you think about Multi? What about the new girl, the little sister type? Oh, the new girl who popped up in season 3, right? Or 4? I keep forgetting what season it was that was. I want to say 3, but I feel like that's not right. Was the one that just came out, was that 4? Rent a girlfriend. No, it's 3. Okay, because it's saying here there's 3 seasons. I forget her name. But yeah, no, the new girl who's like a popular streamer, I think she is, and was giving him advice. I forget her name. I know what she looks like. She's the one with, like, the blue highlights going down on either side, both sides of her head. But I can't remember her name. It's not coming to me. I'm trying to look it up, but I don't see her name. If anything, I say she's more like the voice of reason. She was basically, like, kind of telling the characters what we were thinking. Like, listen, if you like the girl, just tell her, and, stop being around the bush. And kind of was doing the same thing with Chizuru. Like, listen, if you like him, you, like, just say it. You don't have to put on this facade of, acting like you don't, or you don't want to. So I would say she's an interesting character. She didn't really do much in the third season, so I am curious and seeing what kind of role she'll play later on in the show. I mean, if she doesn't already do, like, major things from the anime. So, I mean, I'll see. I didn't hate her character. I thought she was pretty interesting. And I feel like for me, she was more like the voice of reason, telling the characters kind of what we were already thinking. So we can put my towards there. Okay. Okay, one sec. My family members just text me. Okay. Should I do? Wait, what time does he get off? Should I do it now? But yeah. Oh, what happened? Oh, Shandy went to sleep. Okay. But yeah, no, I'm interested in seeing what kind of role she plays, maybe later on in the story. From like the anime point of view, she was more like the voice of reason, but didn't really play any other role, from my understanding. Actually, been a minute since I've seen season 3, so I don't think did I do a podcast episode on that? I think I did one on like the first 2 seasons. Oh right, and isn't she supposed to be like in high school? Or like just starting out in college? I don't remember. But I know she is supposed to be like younger than all of them. Okay. Alright, 1 second. I'm just ordering me my food. I normally try to play the anime lore and defend the hated characters in a debate and how they're not as bad as people make them out. But Multi is irritating. No, that bitch was crazy. Like the fact that she just came out swinging like that for the main guy, and like just all the horrible things she was doing afterwards. It's like, okay, yeah, no, clearly you can't be redeemed, because what the hell? She's just a selfish character that doesn't care who she has to step on to ensure that she lives the comfortable life, and ends up like, I mean, at one point, from what I remember, she tried to like kill her sister, her youngest sister, who was more like qualified to become the next like queen. Tried to like kill her, frame the main character, thinking like either if it had gone through, blame him for the death, but when it didn't, still blamed him for the failed attempt at her sister's life, and was just and the king, he was just an asshole too, was just doing everything in like possible. Okay. It was like just doing the most. It's like, oh my god. But no, like she was just terrible. Terrible human being. And the freaking the spear hero, dude was such an idiot. He had like was just playing in the palm of her hands the whole time. Just a freaking idiot. Sending transfer there, so let me double check. Okay. Yeah, I really tried to prove her innocence, but I lost that debate because I couldn't find any good evidence. Man, you're better than me. After all I saw, I was like, yeah, no, this girl got issues. She's just selfish, self-absorbed, and just does whatever she has to so that she lives the life that she feels she's entitled to. It's like, It's like, you know, fine, whatever. But the fact that you were really to like murk your sister and blame it on an innocent guy just so that what you could be the next queen, when clearly you clearly don't have the qualifications to become a queen. You drive the kingdom to the ground. But of course, people like that, they don't think about that. It's just, oops, that's not what I'm trying to send it to. To them, it's not worrying about that. It's so that they get to continue living their lavish lifestyle, and they don't care who they have to step on to get their way. They don't care all the lives they have to ruin to do that. And it's like, you was doing too much. One sec. Oh, maybe not that one. Ah. No. Try that. Oh, here we go. That works. Now, one second, I'm just finishing up my food order. But yeah, no. Mommy, I will give her a chance. See if maybe the rest of the anime, or, you know, once it ever gets aired or made, or maybe I'll just read the manga and see what the rest of her story is supposed to be like, what her backstory is, and why maybe she acts the way she does. Well, I'll see. Okay. I'm trying to think, were there any other characters I just, like, don't like? Awesome, I'm almost swayed your dislike towards mommy. Almost! It depends. Like I said, it really, really depends on what her story is going forward. Like I said, I try to give characters a... I'm a good lawyer. I try to give characters a chance, but when they're like that, it's like, you know, you're making it really hard to like you. But I will give her a chance. If you're saying there's more to her than, you know, what the anime's already adapted, I will give her a chance. But I think it's funny how you couldn't even you couldn't find any evidence of mommy. I mean, not mommy. Melty, to give her a chance, cause yeah, no. Yeah, you know, anime cut out the juicy bits at times. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, animes are good. You know, they do what they can. They do what they have to, but they do cut corners a lot. So there's actually this is a video I watched of someone like kind of debunking some of the most like hated anime characters. And kind of like giving a synopsis on kind of like they like not really why they shouldn't be hated, but more like the hate that they get isn't really that warranted and valid. I know one of the ones they did like the two that I knew like right off the bat. One was Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball Z, which I've always heard people always say it's this horrible, like, people really don't like Chi-Chi. I've always liked her character, and a lot of the things he said that, like, people kind of, like, hate her for are like, valid, and is understandable from, like, if you see from her point of view. The other person was someone from One Piece, I don't remember who, and then again, I have not seen all of One Piece, it's been forever. But the other person I remember them doing a debunk on was Sakura from Naruto. I've never hated Sakura. I've always actually really liked her, and she had good moments in the anime, but, you know, Then we watching his video of him debunking like the mate hate for her and the whole, oh, she's useless, she can't do this, she can't do that, her character and whatnot. Finding out that pretty much the anime kind of did like a 180 on her character. That some of the things that the anime did were things she never did in the manga. If anything, there was a few things that they said that she did in the anime that she actually did the opposite in the manga. So it's like, why did they do that to her character? That makes no sense. So actually, give me 1 second. I need to check on something, so give me one quick sec. Sorry about that. It got dark, so I had to start turning on some lights and double check. Double check my doors. But it's a very interesting. I might have to go pro and open up a courtroom to defend all these anime characters. I didn't hate Chi-Chi or Sakura. I actually really enjoyed their character, who they were as characters. I know a lot of people gave them flack for those two type of characters. Do I think that maybe they could have been written better? Chi-Chi, I mean, Chi-Chi's an interesting case because a lot of the things people hated her on was due to her, quote unquote, like nagging and getting in the way. Because Dragon Ball is a shonen anime, so people jump into that type of show for like the fighting and whatnot. So they kind of saw her as like a disturbance to that. And then the whole thing with Sakura being useless, I'm like, one, she's not useless. Useless is like the character I mean, if you like compare her to like Naruto and Sasuke, she's not like up on their level, like their level of power and whatnot. But I'm like, one, she's not useless, and she saved their lives multiple times in the anime, and it also looks like multiple times in the manga too, that the anime never animated or they cut out, and it's just do I think maybe she could have been written better? Oh, 100%. Because in Naruto Shippuden, she came out strong, confident. You know, she's already spent like the 2 years training under Lady Tsunade. She had all these like top-notch skills as a medical ninja. She was doing tasks that were like out of the range of people who are like twice her age, who are in the medical field longer than her. She was doing all this stuff. Like, she came out swinging in Naruto Shippuden. Even the fight with her, Granny Chio, and Sosori or Sosori, the guy from the Akatsuki, the first, like, pretty much like the only, not the only fight, but like the only Akatsuki fight I think she's had. Now even people who like hate on her say like, oh, Granny Chio did most of that. That's like, no, like, if either or wasn't there, the other person would have died. Like, the fact that they both played a important role in defeating him, it's what caused them both to walk out of that fight the victors. And I feel like, in my opinion, in the anime, her character, like, not character development, I mean, kind of, her it was like almost like all the things she did, all the growth she had, kind of got like swept out the rug once Sasuke got reintroduced to the anime. They saw him again after all the years he was gone, and it's just like, what? But then you find out, like I said, how the anime portrayed it isn't how the manga portrayed it. So I've actually gone back and started rereading the Naruto manga just to see like what, like, the huge difference that they did to her character in the anime. In the anime compared to how the manga portrayed her. And it's like, why would they do that? Like, why would you change her character so much to where, like, people have said, like, basically, yeah, they pretty much made her like an asshole in the anime when she wasn't like that, when she was like a real supportive team member, was there for them, helped them out a lot in battle, wasn't just like this damsel in distress that was just pining after Sasuke and just hating on Naruto for no reason. It's like, why did they betray her like that? And then now when you kind of see her doing her thing, like in Naruto Shippuden, in Boruto, which I haven't really seen all of Boruto, I've just seen bits and pieces, and a few scenes that she's popped up in. Like, basically, I'm pretty sure in Boruto she's supposed to be like the head medical ninja that like took the place of Tsunade in the Leaf Village. So like, plus like strength-wise, like physical strength, she's like, I think people say she's like one of the strongest because she got the monstrous strength like Tsunade. So it's like, there was so much to her character that they just didn't do in the anime that the manga, portrayed better. And it's like, now that they're trying to like, like the few scenes you've seen, like maybe Boruto, of her like doing all this stuff and whatnot, it's like throwing people off because they're like, well, she kind of did next to nothing. But that's if you have only watched the anime. It's like the manga, no, she played a big role. She did a lot of things. Her character writing might have been a bit better. Yeah, of course. But I never was on the whole, oh, Sakura's useless trend. I'm like, no, she's not useless. She just wasn't written properly. Or wasn't, in this case, wasn't portrayed properly either. Now. Ooh, excuse me. That's the same thing with like Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi plays a certain role, and that's the role she has to play in the story. And people hate on her for that, and it's just like, well, that's the role she's supposed to be playing in the anime. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, everyone has their own opinion. If that's not the type of character type you like, I can't really force you to enjoy that. But I just know, me personally, I've never hated those two. I've never hated their characters at all. I know maybe people had higher expectations for either Sakura or Chi-Chi, and just the anime adaptation, or maybe even the manga, because I'm not sure how Chi-Chi was supposed to be in the manga, if that's like a 1-to-1, or maybe they changed her up too. So I don't know. I'd have to check that out as well. I mean, the video I saw of the person describing it didn't really go into the anime, like didn't didn't give out like clues or evidence from the manga, being like, oh well, in the manga she did this, but the anime changed it and made her this. So I'm interested in like what that pertains. So I mean, it's like I said, I've never hated Sakura or Chi Chi for that matter. The person from One Piece, I've seen One Piece, so I don't know how different that person was supposed to be compared to the maybe the story or whatnot. I don't really, but no, like I said, I try to give most anime characters a try, even if I don't 100% like them. I've never really hated an anime character before, so I just thought it was interesting. Oh, I thought I did that already. I would say, like, mommy, I'll give her a try, but for like anime information, mommy and Melty. Who else? I'm saying this name right. The dad from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Shao. Is that his name? Shao Tucker? That's his name. Yeah, no. I mean, that's a universal hated character. I'm trying to think. Was there any other? I don't think there's any other characters I've like genuinely like hate. Oh, okay. I'm trying to think. The studio artist or art director can't believe the quality of work that Shauna submitted. And it was all completed so quickly as well. He expressed how much he wished he could offer a full-time gig, but the studio unfortunately didn't have any headcount available to allow him to do so. He'll be able to receive a nice bonus on top of the gig agreed upon agreement though, and Shauna won't say no to that. Is that the guy who made a son experiment of his daughter and dog? Yep, the very same. That's his name, right? Something Tucker? Shao Tucker? No, that's a universal hated anime character. Cause it's like he did all that to just to continue funding his like work and his lifestyle being an alchemist. And then you find out that he did it previously. Oh, I've never seen that anime, but I know that part. Okay, oh, I was about to spoil something. So, no, but which is funny because a lot of people know that scene and know that whole scenario, but there's so many people who've never seen the anime, at least not yet, but still know that like pretty iconic like effed up scene. Which, because look, no, that scene was wild to a lot of people. It's just like, oh my god. I'm kind of glad you said that, because I was about to spoil something, but yeah, no. I'm trying to think. Like, all the animes I've watched, there's never been a character I've, like, hated that people hate. So, have you seen Best Dad? Bond dude from Made in Abyss. Oh, I haven't seen Made in Abyss. I wanted to give it a try, but then I've seen, like, scenes, and I was just like, yeah, no, I don't think this anime is for me. But, yeah, Best Dad my foot. I've heard of the stuff he's done. He said, what? That breaks my heart. Ah, okay. I haven't seen the anime myself, but I've heard what he's done. It's like, yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think. I know if we're talking about dads, what's his name? Gon's dad? Oh, yeah. Best dad of the freaking universe, let me tell you. Who else? Oh, what's that kid's name from Evangelion? Shinji, I think that's his name. His dad? Oh yeah, no, his dad, a piece of work as well.
Ah, Nobi.
And I'm trying to think. I think people also joke that Toji Fushiguro from JJK is bad dad, which I don't blame him. Can I make any of this? Need to eat. It's funny because I'm about to eat in real life too. Nobody can stay mad at him. What, the dad from Made in Abyss? I did mention like 3 other dads. Or Toji? Oh, no, he's a special case. No, people joke that he's a bad dad because you know what happened with him and Megumi. But when you hear the full story, it's like no. I mean, did he make the best choices in life? No, but he did what he felt he had to give what he thought would give his son a better life than what he went through. So that's why I say people kind of, at least people I know, joke he's a bad dad. But it's like, nah, like, no. Like, he did what he thought he had to give his son a better life than from what he ended up growing up with. And let's be honest, people do give him a pass, you know, for being the quote-unquote hot dad, so. But no, like, story-wise, once you find out, like, why he did what he did, it's like, no, see, no, he's not a bad dad. Like, there are some bad anime dads. Like, that done some messed up stuff. Him, like, it looked messed up in the beginning, but once you hear what happened, you're like, no, it's like, come on. Grab a certain product, put in inventory, put away. I'm trying to think. I mean, it would be interesting for me to go maybe make a list of anime characters I don't like, and plus to do one I do like. But that'd be interesting. But overall, I don't really that many characters I like, so I can defend them and their innocence, right? I mean, if there are characters you can come up with, and when I do that list, yeah, if you've seen them and you feel like you have good arguments for them. I can't really think of any at the top of my head right now. Besides, like, the 2 I mentioned. Well, 3. I won't let you down. I'm the best lawyer until I'm not. What is up? I think my mouse pad is just acting up. Oop. let's go fishing. We haven't gone fishing in a minute. Like, I'm trying to think. I mean, this was a character that people hated. I didn't hate in the beginning. Asta from Black Clover. A lot of people didn't like his character, but I totally was fine with his character. And then there was like an event, like not an event, but basically kind of like a reveal, like 30 episodes in, that kind of explains why he does what he does, why he acts the way he acts, and it just like was just like that really changed a lot of people's opinion for him. Plus, people didn't like his yelling in Japanese. But I watched the dub, and I had no problem with his dub voice. And a lot of people did say like, okay, like his screaming isn't that bad in like dub, so they were able to like be okay with his dub loud voice. Yeah, what the hell is that? Is that seaweed or something? I'm trying to think. That's weird. Now that I kind of think about it, it's really weird for me not to think of characters I hate. I feel like I have more characters I like than the characters I hate. Or just ones I just feel meh about. Oh, I think it took my bait, son of a bitch. Alright, I got something. Got a bass. Oh. Ooh. Tree fish. I was like, why did that fish look like that? Beta? Huh. Oh, have you seen the anime like Magical Rising Project? No, I don't think so. That don't even sounds familiar. There's a character named Pon, basically the keyboard in Modico Magica. Oh, okay. It's been a minute since I've seen Modica, but basically saying there's a character that's just like the. Okay, okay. Maybe I'll look that one up. I know some don't like them. Oh, really? I've never seen that, so I'd have to give it a try. And it's been so long since I've seen Modica. I'd have to rewatch that if I can ever find the time. That's a good thing I made that food for me the other day.
Empty Swibbit, excuse the pollution. Be master.
Ring shoe.
Yeah, frolic.
You need Nitma.
Oh, Prita. What's the next? Velma. Jim Whoopsie. Jimba.
Oh, well, thank you for the follow, Whoops Audios. What about Medusa from Soul? Actually, I liked her character. I thought she was really interesting. Her whole story, what she did. I didn't hate her. I actually thought her character was very interesting and kind of needed for the plot. So no, I actually didn't hate Medusa. If anything, I thought she was a very intriguing character. But yeah, I do have a new follower goal. I did reach 10. So I thought we reached 25, slowly work our way up to getting that what's it, Twitch affiliate, I think it's called. You need like 50 I need like 50 follows for that. Need like a certain amount of time you stream. But shit, I mean, I've been streaming pretty much almost every day for the past like what, 2-3 weeks now? So I got that kinda covered. What about Excalibur from Soul Eater? I actually thought he was pretty funny. How he just had like all these convoluted rules and requirements to be use him, and how no one was ever able to match it. So he always was just left on his own. So it's like you have this really powerful weapon that could be really broken, but he has like all these rules and regulations. You gotta do this, and that for him, or you gotta be like this, and this. It's so funny. Yeah, 50 follows for affiliate. Just be careful not to burn yourself out. No, I'm not. I mean, thank you, but I've been doing it every day, but I'm not doing like long hour streams, and I do take like days off here and there whenever I'm not because what was it? I took Friday off last time, and I say at most I'm streaming like maybe 2.5 hours, maybe sometimes 3 if I'm feeling like I could probably go for like maybe like 30 minutes or so. But yeah, no, I don't think I'm up there to be doing like 5 hour, 6 hour, 7, 8+ hour streams just about yet. I'm slowly working up to at least doing doing around like 2.5, maybe 3 hour streams. After that, once I get kind of used to that, I'll try to maybe push to like maybe do 4-hour streams. But that's about it. I mean, at least for now. Yeah, no, I do know that people, people like, burn themselves out for that, and I'm trying not to do that. I thought I picked that up to get cleaned. Plus, how did I even get there? That's okay. Yes, I was right. I was like, it is 50 for affiliate, and yeah, I'm not trying that most to burn myself out because I mean, this would be amazing if this like blew up and I start making money off of this. I mean, for now, this is just something I've always wanted to do. I've been watching. I've been a huge fan of like anime and VTubers for a while now, and just kind of got the inspiration of, hey, I could. And then a few of them like give you little tips and bits here of being like, it's not. You don't have to put in like 100, like not 100, but like that's pretty low. But you don't have to like put in thousands of dollars to start VTubing. You can easily, you know, start all this out for like under. I mean, depending if you already have like a PC built up and buying everything else you need. Like you don't need to spend like tens of thousands of dollars to start VTubing. I say at most for me. I say the most expensive thing I spent my money on was my PC, and that's only because I bought all the parts and built it together. But even then, I say my PC was about. I didn't buy or build a high-end PC. I pretty much bought kind of like a standard one to start out with. So mine was about, with all the parts and everything in it, about maybe $500, $600. Yeah, that was probably the most expensive thing I bought to start my VTubing was my PC. Everything else, like my monitors I'm using, my keyboard, my camera, my stand, all the things, my model, even my model. My model's not a personalized one. It's it is a free to use. Like the person who was selling it, it is kind of like a generic one that anyone could use. But of course, I did kind of put a little bit more in it to like personalize myself and my theme was going, and pretty much everything else. So it's like, so for anyone who wants to like get into VTubing, like it's really not that hard, and you don't have to put in tens of thousands. Like I mean, if you have the money to do that, I say go for it. If you're able to get everything kind of like personalized and maybe get a brand new model based off of just you don't know, it's a one of a kind, no one else can get it, no one else can use it, that type of thing. Like if you have the money for that, I say go for it. But if you're someone who isn't really starting out with stuff like that, you don't have the money to start like that, I say maybe at most maybe $1,000 to get like a pretty decent PC, to get out like and even then I don't have everything. I don't have like a soundboard. I do want to get one eventually. But I mean, so far I've been doing pretty good without a soundboard. But like to get like a monitor, I mean, you don't have to start it with 2 monitors like I did, but I did just because I wanted a monitor, like one to have the games and another one to have my like OBS and other stuff up so I can see what's going on. If I need to fix my screen, the stream real quick, I can do that without having to come out the game and whatnot. I'm not even using like I mean, this is kind of a gaming keyboard and mouse, but I really more got it based on the theme I'm trying to go for. What else? I did get my controller, my headphones. I did get a stand for all that to sit on. Kind of the other stuff I kind of already had for when I was doing my podcast before I started doing VTubing. So I did have like a good majority of stuff already. It was more just getting the stuff for the PC, and then like all the other stuff I'm using is like stuff you can easily get on like Etsy and whatnot. That's like free to use, anyone can use it, so you're not really. Hey, I think I have a crush on Nina. Do you think it's worth a try? Go for it. I think you should think about it yourself. I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, go for it. I don't know, but yeah, but that is the goal. So I thought maybe not just jump straight to 50. Let's start halfway. So let's at least get to 25, and see, and maybe after that we can do the other 25 and get to 50. I mean, honestly, I'm just a girl who grew up watching anime, love anything kind of anime related. And then started getting into VTubers, kind of for the same reason. And just like, I want to do this one day. I would love to just come on here, play games that I love, or games that caught my interest, or just come in here and just talk, like I do with my podcast, and just, have some fun. You'll get there eventually. Thank you. I will be working hard to do that, but like I said, I won't burn myself out in the process. It's a slow and steady pace, and not everyone jumps off the just jumps out the gate, with like millions of subscribers, making tons of money from this. That's another thing that a lot of the other VTubers I end up watching before. I mean, I still do watch them, but pretty much saying like yeah, it takes time. It's a slow journey. It takes time. It's got to be patient, and just keep doing what you do, and eventually it will pay off if you are that dedicated to it. And yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just taking it at my own pace, slow and steady, and just doing what I love, doing something I enjoy. I feel like I was gonna do something, but I forgot what it was. I mean, I do give props to the 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 VTubers that can do this for like multiple hours. Cause I've seen some of the long streams, like especially the ones that do like maybe 24-hour streams or marathon streams. Oh my god, I don't think I'm ever ready to do that. 'Cause that's a lot. I mean, doing an all-day stream. I'm glad you're doing something you enjoy. I used to do voice acting and create comfort audios, but currently taking a break from it all. Okay, and that's another thing too. You can't, like you said, don't burn yourself out. If you need to take a break, whether it's a week, a month, maybe even longer, it's like that's the thing when we try to turn our like hobbies or our passions into a job. We kind of overburn ourselves out to the point that it doesn't feel like how fun it was in the beginning, and I don't ever. I mean, it's kind of hard to differentiate, at the end of the day, if this is something you kind of want to make into a job, you got to put in that 110%. But I also feel like you need to have fun and enjoy it. And if you ever get to that point where you feel like you can't do that, you definitely do need to, like, take that necessary break to recharge yourself or to remind yourself why did you started doing this, why you enjoy it so much, and why you want to continue doing it. Because, like most people, could probably relate to. Retail is not for everyone. Whether you're in a store, whether you're customer service, if that's like some people who can handle that, and I applaud you. But I mean, especially since nowadays with how everything is, like mostly everything is online, so not a lot of people go into stores and whatnot. Because actually, for me, I went and did an interview for a part-time seasonal job, and it was in a mall, which I actually wasn't trying to do that, but it's totally fine. I don't think I've ever worked. No, I worked in a plaza, but not a mall. And I mean, it was no, what was that? It wasn't Friday. I want to say like a Thursday. It was some day during the week. I know it wasn't the weekend, but it was one day during the week, and it was just like mad dead. But then again, malls have been like that for a while now, because like we said once, nowadays almost everything's like online. Everything's connected online. Even lots of stores, you can just order stuff from online, have it shipped to you. You don't have to be in a store nowadays to get things like it was back in the day. That's kind of why there's so many like remote jobs going on right now, or so many companies implicating remote jobs, because they kind of don't really need that many people in a store like they used to. Even during like, I said the only days that maybe people really needs people like in stores are when it's like Black Friday. And then even then, I remember, it's been a minute, but I remember the last time I did a Black Friday, like in a store, and it was like mad dead in there, which is crazy. But then, like I said, nowadays you can just get that stuff online. They offer the same Black Friday deals online, and sometimes even they even do it like weeks in advance before the actual quote unquote Black Friday date. So it's like you can shop from like the beginning of the month and get your Black Friday deals. You ain't gotta wait to get the deals. You don't have to be in the store to get deals. Now you can do everything online and do all that. So it's just interesting, seeing how everything's evolving and how nowadays people are trying to like implicate what they love, what they want to do to do that, to get a job or pretty much to do something to make their own income. Cause yeah, I'm not saying that all companies are bad, but at the end of the day, like what would you rather do? Continue working for someone under someone's thumb forever, doing what you can, and eventually they just dropping you when they feel like they don't need you anymore, or you being your own boss, you setting your own schedule, and probably making 10 times the money you were making rather set up with a job, like that. And I think at the end of the day, that's kind of what we're all trying to do, and all we're trying to strive to do, because and nobody wants to deal with that, especially now with how everything is economy-wise, how expensive everything is. Like, it's too early in the not too early. It's too crazy nowadays to not be like, if you could do something you love and make that amount of money, I say go for it. I'm gonna drop your follow on social. You seem like a chill person. Oh, well, thank you. I will, if it's I don't have anything. It's not my Twitter, but I'll definitely follow you back. Because again, thank you for the follow. I just feel like, nowadays, people, we gotta do what we can. Do something, do what we love. To kind of push past everything that's going on in the real world. We gotta do what we can, but, we could do what we can and not make ourselves miserable, depressed, and unhappy about it. Contrary to what people might say, it's like, no, you ain't gotta do all that to be, to make a living. You can do what you love, do what you can, and make money, crazy amounts of money, while it, because I've actually been thinking about, starting out doing some, like, things business-wise. I don't want to give too much, because it's still pretty much, like, still in the planning phase, so nothing's, like, 100% concrete yet. But it is something someone told me that they think I would be interested in, and I think I totally would be down to do what they told me. So once I think that's a bit more concrete and I have more information about that, I definitely will let you guys know and see if maybe it's something you guys would be interested in checking out. Oh, where am I going? Oh, that was weird. Especially nowadays, there's so many like tips and tricks on like how to do things, how to start your own company or own business, or pretty much how to like monetize, kind of like not monetize anything and everything, but find a way to like make money on your own. If I mean, heck, even when I was starting my VTuber, you know how many tutorials or videos I watched on how to do certain things that I couldn't figure out. Like, nowadays, technology is it's more of a helpful hand than it was, like, I mean, it was still a helpful hand, but now we can see, you know what you're doing, and you play your cards right, and at the end of the day, it also does apply to luck. You could definitely, make a living. I do gotta head out. If you ever need anything, don't be afraid to drop me a message. No, of course, same. And actually, I was thinking about possibly ending it here, since we kind of are on the 3 minute, not 3 minutes, a lot, 3 hour mark, and it is kind of getting close to uh dinner time, at least for me, because I am starting to get hungry. So I think maybe we'll just end it here as well. So let me save. Yep. Exit. Let's save again, just in case. Because I would hate for me to do all that and it did not save. So let's go here. Oops. That's not what I meant to turn off. Wait, I don't hear it. Okay, I think I didn't put it here. Okay. Let me go here. Get rid of my arms. Alright. So, that's about it for me, you guys. I hope everyone had a great time with the stream. I will also, afterwards, after I eat, I will work on getting the audio version of my podcast up. So, you guys want to check out the audio version, you can check them out on any podcasting app or platform. And again, thank you for everyone who came, for everyone who will continue to watch. Remember, I do stream here on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so you can check them out. Check me out on either or, since you know the VODs here on Twitch do only stay up for like 7 days, but I do stream on YouTube at the same time, so all my VODs, even past ones, are up there. I did make specific playlists for all the games I've played so far, so there's a certain game you're looking for that I maybe played, you guys can check it there, so it'd be easier. And my podcast is also there on its own playlist as well. I am still working on getting all my previous podcast episodes up, like audio versions on the YouTube as well, so you guys can check those out too there. Woo. But that's it for me. Thank you again. I don't have anything to do tomorrow, so I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. If I don't do it during the day, I'll jump back on my usual like 11, and maybe we'll continue back on with Danganronpa S. We'll see. But that's it for me. I hope everyone has a great night, great Monday for tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!